Every Christmas, I like to switch things up and bake different cookies each year. This year, we have been enjoying biscottis. This biscotti recipe is kind of an advanced beginner recipe because it takes a little bit more time and a little bit more effort to do, but don't let that intimidate you. This recipe is completely worth the effort. You are going to first start with a half a stick of butter and a half cup of sugar. You're going to cream those together in your mixer. While that is mixing, you are going to add 1 cup of flour, half a cup of whole wheat flour, and then a half a cup of cornmeal. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then 1/8 teaspoon each of ground clove and ground nutmeg, along with a healthy pinch or a teaspoon of salt, and you're going to go ahead and sift that all together. The cornmeal might not sift together very well, just dump it back in after you're done sifting. Go ahead and place that into your mixer and mix that up with your butter and sugar. Now we are going to move on to our wet ingredients. Since this is an orange spiced biscotti, we are going to juice and get the zest off of either 1 orange or 3 clementines. I usually always have clementines on hand rather than oranges. Either one will work in this recipe though. You're just going to get as much zest off of it that you can and then juice the whole thing or all 3 of your clementines. So add your juice and zest to the mixture, and then you're going to need to add 1 egg to the mixture. You are going to put that on low speed, let that mix up. It should look like sand at this point. Now you are going to take a half a cup of milk and slowly pour it in until the dough forms. Once you've made your cookie dough, you are going to take 1/3 of a cup of nuts, which is just about a handful. You're going to finely chop them up. Now you can use whatever nuts you have. This is a mixed bag between pistachios, pecans, and almonds. Please use whatever nuts that you wish. Really, this will pair up with anything. I would probably say pistachios would be my number 1, but I just have this mixed bag. Finally chop that up, add it to the mixture, and then mix it until it's nicely incorporated. Now it's time to get it ready to go in the oven. You're going to need a cookie sheet and then a large piece of parchment paper. Let me show you how I like to shape the biscotti for the first bake. Remember, this is a twice baked cookie. I'm going to wrap it up almost like I want to put it in the freezer. You know how you do that with some cookie doughs, and then just push it down with my hands, and then I will eventually get a rolling pin and just roll it out until it's this big rectangle. You want it to be about a 1/2 inch thick, and then you want all the sides pulled in so all of the end cookies will be the same. So you really want to get it to be a rectangle the best you can. Go ahead and put it in your oven. The oven should be at 325. We're going to bake it for 30 minutes to begin with. After the 30 minutes, we are going to pull it out. We're going to let it cool for about 2 minutes. Leave your oven on. Now we are going to cut the cookie dough into the biscotti shapes. I'm going to take a very sharp bread knife, very gently cut this cookie dough into slices about 1 inch apart. I'm going to also cut all of mine in half because I have children who don't need a huge biscotti at every time they want to eat one. So go ahead and cut those. You want to flip them over so the middle parts get nice and dry. We are going to put these back into the oven at the same degree, 325, for another 10 to 15 minutes. You are looking for golden brown color, and the middles might be soft, but they shouldn't be mushy. Everything should be fully cooked through by the time it's all done. The last part of this cookie is to put chocolate on the bottom. So set up a second cooling sheet. I like to reuse the parchment paper underneath that cooling sheet. You're going to set up a double boiler. Then you're going to take 2/3 cup of chocolate chips, 2 teaspoons of avocado oil. You're going to let that melt together. It only takes about 5 minutes. I always like to do it on low because I don't want the chocolate to burn or anything like that. After it's melted, you're going to add 4 drops of peppermint extract. No more than that. We are not making toothpaste over here. 4 drops. Mix that in, and then I like to pretty much paint the bottoms of it, and then I let that cool and harden on the second cooling rack. It does take a few hours for this chocolate to re-harden. It's honestly best if you want to use this as a gift or even bring it to a party to make it the day before. It is fantastic the day after because everything's nice and hard and crispy, and this is a very good recipe. I really hope my video helped you want to make these. I will leave my link down below with my recipe. Thank you so much for watching, and very Merry Christmas to you.